Oh, look at there.
Oh, boy. They're getting to it.
Lobster claws from hell tear and gnaw at concrete and steel. And there to watch it on this day is a lovely gentleman named Dan, who is astonishingly 93 years old.
As you look at this, is there a little part of you that's a little sad to see this?
Well, sure, you hate to see something that spent so much time helping design kind of, go down, but we're beginning to see what happens. To look at the buildings right behind it that suddenly have a whole new view.
If you dig deeply enough at the Seattle Archives in City Hall, you will find artists' renderings of what the dream of a viaduct would look like. And there are original blueprints there, hand-drawn, calculated with a slide rule, piece by piece, beam by beam, the original plans for the Alaskan Way Viaduct. Dan was one of the designers who helped draw those plans.
I took an extra year and got a master's degree in civil engineering, actually in structural engineering. I went to work for the city, and very shortly afterwards, they created a special design team that was charged with doing the design work on the Alaskan Way Viaduct.
By the mid-1920s, traffic was a problem in Seattle. Long before I-5 rolled through town, there was no way to bypass downtown streets. Construction of a viaduct was approved in 1947, and people like Dan went to work.
We had no computers. We didn't even use automatic, adding machines or anything like that. It was all done with a slide rule. And so I would be involved at times in helping design the footings and the columns and the beams and the roadway, so you could be at one time or another on almost any of those elements.
When it was finished, it was a marvel.
This spectacular two-deck viaduct, snaking along the docks of Puget Sound.
It opened in 1953, and it was a sparkling advancement. Imagine how proud people like Dan were to have created it.
And of course, I had friends say, gosh, you helped design this, and boy, I've driven over it, and the view from there is terrific. And I said, view? When you're driving, you keep your eyes on the darn road.
Remember those original blueprints for the viaduct, the hand-drawn plans? We found some that had the initials DJE at the top. Those are Dan's initials. Those were his plans. I wonder if you've noticed by now that Dan looks a little familiar, because those initials stand for Dan Jackson Evans.
As of now, I will be a candidate for the governor of the state of Washington.
He ran for governor in 1964.
Hi, nice to see you, Dan Evans.
And won.
I, Daniel J. Evans, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear.
He ran again in 68.
I'd like to be part of that solution, and that's why I'm running again for governorship of our state.
And won again. He ran for a third term in 1972.
I am formally, this morning, to I suppose no one's surprise, announcing my candidacy for re-election as governor of the state of Washington.
And cruised to victory. He probably would have won a fourth term, but he decided enough was enough.
Because I love my family so much, I will end this term as governor and not seek re-election.
Dan Evans was named one of the 10 outstanding American governors of the 20th century. At the Republican convention of '68, they said something about him that you already know.
Oddly enough, his background by training and education was that of a civil engineer.
All of that seems so long ago, and now this man who has accomplished so much, one of the engineers of this thing that liberated Seattle from congestion, watches as it is dragged down so that the waterfront can be liberated from concrete. The governor has outlasted the thing he helped build, a thing that must have seemed like it would stand forever.
In fact, I've talked to people, most of them friends of mine in the same general age area, and say, look, I'm going to have a heck of a 100th birthday party, and I hope you're still around to join me.